Happy Sundays with Cinnamon.
Hello, everyone.
Hello. So this has been a big week on Facebook because I let everyone know about what I created at Caden's school. And for any of you that don't know what occurred, I have told you that I have eye cancer and that my eye actually veers to the left. And a little girl in Caden's class looked at me and said, "Your eye looks freaky." And I said, I know. And I said, "Oh, well, I've had cancer and you'll get used to it." And she said, "No, I won't."
Bless her heart.
And then I walked away and and she said, "Did you see Caden's mom's eye?" And just immediately I triggered myself.
You stuffed it first.
I did stuff it
because didn't you read the story?
Then I had to finish reading to kids for about 45 more minutes. So I stuffed it. I did.
It erupted when you
And then when I got in the car, I called you and just started crying my heart out. And purged and cleansed and watered the weeds. Can you describe the difference? I say that a lot.
When I encourage people to cry, just be very aware, be the observer of the tears. They are either watering the weeds of addiction, that which started the crying in the first place, or they are being used to cleanse and purge and make things clearer from a loving place. Because you've never cried, but what you don't experience relief. Although the relief may be from one end of the spectrum or the other. So you want to make sure that you're cleansing and purging. The way you can be sure of that is that you're in love with the situation. You're welcoming the opportunity that life has just offered you to choose love and compassion. That kid, the first thing I thought of, and certainly my heart went out to you because you bought in, and it went out to her because she has that that attitude, and at the same time, see, we have to keep remembering these are messengers that bring us messages that help us to understand where our inner work still lies.
Yes.
And I had said to you some time ago, you have to remember that as you grow in consciousness, as you lift the bar on your inner work, the messages become bigger and louder and more confrontational because you have what it takes if you use it. See, there's a choice.
Now, I confuse myself there because what about people that, I mean, they obviously have what it takes if it shows up in their life, but gosh, there's some people that aren't doing the whole conscious thing, and wow, I mean, their life can...
That's our job, to do the work, the inner work, that energetically creates a vibe in the world that wakes other people up. Remember, the 12th pathway is, I'm perceiving everyone as an awakening being. So these are people that vibrationally, by waking up ourselves completely, we create a vibration. Tinkle bells, if you will. My rings are making me think of tinkle bells.
I love it.
Yeah, tinkle bells, if you will.
Watch it. People might start running from me. Well, actually, they already have. Some have, so.
Yeah, and you want people, you really want to provide a space for people to leave or come or do whatever they need.
And I'm so there now. I mean, wow, am I so there. And I love me for that.
Yeah, and so wonderful. And so you let that love just slop over onto this child. And the first thing I said to you was that you have an obligation to this child to be more kind, more generous, more free of spirit with her. So that you create an opening to explain to her how that landed.
Okay, so if I go back in the classroom, do I bring it up to her? Do I wait and see if she says something again?
You will know what to do.
No, I know.
When you're in your heart, you will know what to do. So you want to eliminate
There's
the
my
question.
cookie cutter Kathleen.
Exactly. You want to eliminate the question by going to your core knowing that you will know how to best serve her.
Yes.
And you will. If you just keep that love center open, you will know exactly how to serve her.
Mm-hmm. So a lot of people listening to this are just, I could see them not understanding what in the heck you're talking about. Like, serve her. What about Kathleen? Poor Kathleen. Let's stick up for Kathleen. And, come, like, be Rita Rescue
Listen to
and want to
Kathleen.
protect me.
Listen to Kathleen. She brought this up because she's so high from having
Yes.
moved through it. So why am I going to feel sorry for you?
Mm-hmm.
What that would just say, oh, poor thing, you have a right to your misery. And you do if you want to be miserable. At the same time, you don't have to be, and you know that.
No.
See, I'm honoring you and respecting the
Oh,
fact
I know you are.
that you got slam dunked, and we always, if we're still in the skin bag and if we're alive, we still are, we take the hit. That's why you want your core to be so strong. So you rebound immediately because you have a strong base. You have tools to use to recover. You don't need the emergency room. It's right here. And fourth pathway tells you always have everything you need here and now. So, wow.
Wow.
I need this.
So yeah,
I
and that's the thing. It's getting to be more automatic, more practiced, to where I don't sit there and just surprise myself and then sit in it for an hour. And I know that I can do that because I have done that in a lot of situations in my life where something will occur and bam, I'll take a breath.
Yeah.
And I'll see my cellular reaction, because we do have cellular reactions.
That's what I say. As long as you're still
We're
in
human.
the body,
Mm-hmm.
you're going to have emotional responses, immediate knee-jerk responses, and so are your conscious knee-jerk responses.
Yes.
To that human thing, you have a spiritual comfort that's available to you. You took the hit. You allowed yourself to emote, and then you comforted yourself by calling me. That's to
immediately.
Yeah, to reflect what you already knew.
Yes.
Yeah, and so together we had the pleasure of that cohesiveness. What we know showed up and created our relationship as stronger. And our relationship with the Holy Spirit is stronger. And for this little girl.
Because I really do want to help her. I was that little girl. I remember I would tease my brother's friends. And I was pretty vicious. And my dad took the belt to me once because of it. And so I did think about that, like, gosh, when I was a little girl, I remember saying, what are those zits on your face? And, and just say things. And obviously I could only give what I got. And I was being teased too. And around and around we go on this vicious cycle of someone's judging us, someone's teasing us. We throw out and then we start judging others, put a halo around that. And that's what's going on.
And let's help people to understand what your trigger was. It wasn't so much the little girl. It was that word.
The word freak.
You have so much energy around that word. That's why we want to defuse words like nigger and all of these words that we give so much power. You want to diffuse that, render it meaningless.
So you're going to start calling me freak all the time? Freak.
Freako. You want to just, now of course I wouldn't use those words. I mean, I was married to a black man. It's in Italian we say infamia to use words like that. I wouldn't, and I will not let that word control me. I mean, plenty of people said that around us, my husband and I, may he rest in peace, and I love this nigger. So, I mean, it completely had no meaning for me because I rendered it meaningless. And I would never encourage anyone to use the word it's just that I will not let any word control me.
Yes. Well, and your grandson is black.
Yeah.
And I
And
know that
taught
you
him
taught him
early
that
in the
early
game.
on.
Early on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Which just so helps, because when you can just render words, situations meaningless, and just realize that everything that shows up is for our spiritual growth.
Yeah.
And it's for us and not against us. God loves us. This isn't, this awful, hostile world. This is a friendly world if we see it as such. And that's the thing, and that's what I was speaking about on Facebook, was to see the innocence of this girl, who she really is, which we are one in the spirit. And yes, love isn't stupid. We need to see who people are being. And she wasn't being who she really is, which is
and
love.
What an opportunity for you to forgive yourself for the dead past, for having been that little girl. For whatever unforgiveness was there, you can thank her for giving you the opportunity to look back on that and just totally embrace yourself as you were then, and have compassion for the fact that you got belted for it, and thank God that you wouldn't even consider wanting that child to be admonished for it. You would want to help her to see through it, and help her to learn how to deliver her messages, or
by
not.
Saying what? What would you say to her?
I would say to her, honey, I know very well that you are not a mean-spirited person, and that you didn't mean to hurt anyone's feelings, and that this was just an observation that you had. It's just that you want to be really considerate of the person's feelings, of not knowing how they see themselves. I would just talk with her without making her wrong. Just say, watch your delivery. Watch how you say things to people. Because
so many people do the shame game.
Oh, no. You want to say, if something looks freaky to you, just say, what's wrong with your eye? It looks strange to me. And even you could use the word freaky without the tone, without the attitude.
Yeah, she had the attitude. It was the energy behind the way she said it.
It's just the bottom line is not making people wrong.
And that kids can take this knowledge. Someone did write, well, it's age appropriate, or blah, 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 blah. And it's like, no, we can teach our children this.
In children's class, we have 5-year-olds and 10-year-olds, and they know the language.
I know. I mean, they have the pathways memorized. Yeah. It's crazy. Yeah. And so do not underestimate these little ones.
Exactly.
They know what they're doing. They know. And it's amazing the more direct we are to them.
In fact,
how important that is.
We had a situation where one of the children in our children's class said something that was very challenging to a family and the whole group. And because she wasn't made wrong, and we asked her to just say what it is that you said in the moment that created all that drama. And because she was in a safe environment, she just said it. And she realized, wow, that was really impactful. And then we all just came together in honoring her innocence and her willingness to see how that is not a way to deliver a message that is that confrontational. And it was just amazing. And this was a group of kids, the youngest 6, the oldest 9. These kids are amazing, and they are underestimated greatly. But
either people often are shaming and doing the you bad girl energy and blah blah blah, or the opposite, just joking around and making just nothing out of it. What would you say about that? Making nothing out of it and just joking, like if I would have said, "Oh, well, look, my eye goes this way and that way," and isn't it funny? I mean, what if I would have said that to her? It wouldn't have helped her.
Well, it could have, if you had first started that way and then said, so now for me, this wasn't a big deal. Although,
yes,
honey,
but for others.
If you said it that way to someone else, it'd be very painful because
Yeah,
they don't know that you can't hurt their feelings. See, that would be a wonderful way to teach.
Yes. Okay. Love that. Love that, because there are a lot of people out there
Yeah.
that would just be still crying if they
Yeah.
were me.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and I am so
Yeah.
grateful to know what I know and have this.
Exactly.
I mean,
Yeah.
I don't even know where I'd be.
Yeah.
I'd be in the mental ward. I would.
Yeah.
All right.
We've probably all been there a time or two.
I know. I have been, just not literally. Okay. Thanks all for listening. I
Oh,
hope this
yes.
cleared up. And if you
Yes.
guys have any questions, keep it rolling.
Yeah,
Keep
yeah,
asking.
Yeah.